Oh dear. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Oh my god, am I live yet? Not even sure. Hold on a minute. Let's fix up this thing. How you doing? Hope you're good. Come and see. Me see say toi on a day. On a day? On alright. I hope so. That's 4 of you. How you doing? You good? I hope so. You're good, you know. Cause yeah, man, it's a lovely day out there today, isn't it? As you already know, it's a beautiful day out there today. Look at that. I've got a new mic thing set up, yeah. So I can see the readers and everything, which means that my voice is coming through nice and crystal, which is, yeah, it's going to make a difference. It's going to make a difference. Craigie, man, how you doing, Craig? Long time, my friend, long time. I know you say you've been busy. It's been quite a week, hasn't it? It's been quite a week. Yeah, man, managed to get up and do a gig yesterday, which some of you might have seen if you was on my if you was on my live. I actually showed it live. It was worth actually seeing. You know, it was one of them car park comedy gigs. Which yes, sir. How you doing, Craigie? Man, I caught your show earlier on today. Great show, by the way. Great show. I hope you got my little barbecue reference. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it was quite a show last night. You got a job for me. Thank you very much. This is how we work. This is how we do. This is how we work. This is how we do. Thank you very much, man. We can talk about that offline, if you don't mind me. You know, don't want to talk about prices online. But yeah, last night, man, it was one of those comedy gigs. People in the cars and everything walk out onto the stage. Everyone's blowing their horns. And I had to let them know that I had a migraine. So if they could please stop blowing the horns. which I thought was really quite an opening line. It was quite funny, man. It was very hilarious. And it went down really well. It went down the treat. It's different to having to time a joke to people sitting in cars, because, you know, it's like the tooting of the horn is more like a recognition of we got what you had to say. And I surprised quite a lot of them because I was like, Black Lives Matter. And they were like, wah, 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 wah. I'm like, yeah, Black Lives Matter. And I goes, no, man, Black Lives don't matter. It's pum pum matter. Yeah, pum pum. Because the Black Lives don't care about the man them. Black Lives want man them out. Because when you look at the manifesto and you realize that, boy, it's got nothing to do with the man them, and women had to realize that they were going to have to give up the rudder Moses. And when you tell them so they got to give up the rudder Moses, all of a sudden they're like, what, do without the black dick? I don't think so. I don't think so, Rudy, somehow. I don't think so. So that was quite a situation to be in. I got to big up Stamina and the guys then for putting on that show. It was in Walthamstow. Over 300 cars were there, which was like great to see. So it was good. It was like, free at last, free at last. God damn, I'm free at last, to come out of the house and leave the family. That was really nice. That was really nice to get back into the crowd, man. Nice to see Alicia and George Williams. Great to see you guys in the room. You know, it gave me a chance, man, to get up and exercise those comedy muscles that I hadn't exercised in such a long time, man. You know, to be able to talk about what it was like to go and get a haircut. Because going and getting a haircut during lockdown was the equivalent of like trying to buy a bag of weed. Remember, it's like you had to sneak around. Who's watching you? Can you see the curtains twitching? You know what I mean? And then when you get into the barber shop, it's pure black bin liners all over the window, everything carcoat. Right, so nobody can see you getting your haircut, and then you come out again, and then you're like, what if I get stopped and the police go, you've had your haircut? And I go, no, I haven't, and they want to frisk you down and take off your hat to check to see if what your hairline is looking like. It was good. I did enjoy that, getting back up on stage and doing what I do, which is basically just talking my truth. And one of the truths that I was going to talk about, but I didn't, because I wasn't too sure how it was going to be received by our host, who was Kane Brown, as well as other members of the Chalk and Cheese which is part of White Yardie's fraternity. No doubt you heard that White Yardie called out Mo the Comedian. He called out Judy Love. He called out Dame Baptiste. And he called out Sideman. And the one thing that you'll notice about all of those names is that they are doing better than him on the mainstream. And I think, unfortunately, that's what more came across to anybody within the industry than the actual cause of what's going on in St. Vincent. I mean, we're all aware of what's going on in St. Vincent, but at the same time, I did see the passion that White Yardie has, you know, especially coming from the background of growing up in Jamaica. But I think to call them out was wrong. I mean, we are not dancehall. We don't have beefs like that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna call you out and nobody try to drag me out because no me, you know, because when me ready, you know, me this and me that. We're not into the dancehall shit. I'm sorry, blood. That is not us. This is comedy. Do you know what I mean? I don't see why we need to have that. I don't see why we couldn't have just picked up the phone and gone, you know, Judy, you know, Mo, you know, we've all got a reach here. Can't we use this reach and put on a show and raise some money for the people that are in St. Vincent? But it came across wrong. Now I've heard, I don't really know, but I've heard that he's apologized because apparently Judy Love was taking time out from social media at the time when it was out. He's not aware of the fact that Dame Baptiste already gives donations and what have you in his own way, that Mo the Comedian is not of Caribbean origin. There were so many things that he said that was wrong. And it's amazing to think that, you know, the very people that you work with who got you into the position that you found yourself in, because he did have to pick up the phone, he did have to book those comedians apart from Sideman, right, to work alongside him to build up his name, to get that blue tick that he got in the first place, you know, and then to want to pull them down, right, is like a crab in a bucket mentality, which is quite unfortunate, really. And if we're going to keep it real, I mean, we've just got to accept that the authenticity of the comedy that is delivered by those other members is more than just one of an accent and a novelty of being the only white guy on a show, on a given show. And because you can use a few words that relate to a black audience does not necessarily make you an authentic voice, which is one of the reasons why the BBC and ITV have been unable to really offer, I would say, White Yardie the position that he would like to have, with reference to the peer group that he wanted to call out in the first place. I just found it sad. And like I said, even I was tempted to call it yesterday, when I was working, when I was performing, and even I felt, you know, at that point in time, it was in actual fact an inappropriate thing to do. But seeing as all that, what has transpired and what has been said now, you know, I feel a lot more comfortable in actually saying it on my own platform. So as that it's not perceived as me just trying to take the mick out of White Yardie, even though I'm very much aware that when the comedy scene does step up and us like are on stage, it's going to be time to tear up some arsehole. Because you know what I mean? You've put yourself out there. Shoe doctor, man, how you doing, bruv? Big up the shoes. Got to big up the shoes every time. Big up the shoes. I'm actually hearing people saying that they're hearing the shows that are now going out on Get Your Radio shoes. People are liking it as well. I'm getting that's the kind of feedback I'm getting anyway. Because we screen the shows live, ladies and gentlemen, but then once it gets screened live, it then goes onto Get Your Radio, and then Get Your Radio puts it out on a Monday, Tuesday, and is it a Thursday, Shuey? Is that right? It goes out on a Thursday. I think so. I'm not sure. I think so. I'm not sure. So I will be off, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow's going to be my last show for the next 3 weeks. All right. Time that Rudi Lickwood had a break. It's time that I had a break. But in the meantime, what I will be doing is I will be running a series of reruns of selected shows that I think either people missed out on or maybe they could catch up on. Because I can. Yeah, because I can. I've been working with a gentleman by the name of Case Dean. He's a marketer, online marketer, who's basically explained to me that the business of podcasting, it should be able to run itself. So it's going to be interesting to see when I schedule programs and they're running without me, you know what I mean? Because they're just going to come on, just how well they're going to be received. So look out for that. So I hope you've got your notifications ready to pick up on when those shows will be re-aired. The Rants and Branch crew, big up. I've got to say big up to my people. I recently had Aston Metaford-Jones around my house yesterday. It was great actually meeting the guy. You know what? I've spoken to this guy online, but I never actually stood face to face with him. The guy's a giant, man. He's humongous. He's a silverback. But it was great sitting down and actually, sitting down and having a chat with him. That was peaceful to do, especially knowing that I'm going to go into this 3-week break as well. So yeah, I'm going to have a 3-week break, and we will be back with new, fresh look. I'm hoping to have a fresh look. I'm hoping to have guests as well. Some of the guests. Some of them you know, some of them you won't know. The Friday roundup, we're going to have some serious guests on that one. And that's going to be, as you know, it's a Friday morning at 8:15, and we'll be running for a series of 9 weeks. So we will be programming people who have quite an influence over what's going on in British society today, starting to make some serious contacts as we talk, actually, and looking to put them in place. So even though I'll be away for 3 weeks, I actually will be working in terms of scheduling and in terms of working with the group as a whole, so to speak. So tomorrow I will be interviewing Mr. Bazil Meade of the London Gospel Community Choir. Came over in '83, revolutionized the church in a subliminal roundabout way, in terms of the way that he delivered the music. But the music it wasn't just the music he actually changed, believe it or not. It was a lot more, and that's what we'll be discussing. So here's a clip of what you can expect tomorrow.
Hello, folks. This is Bazil Meade.
Whoops, I'm not sure what happened there. I'll add that to the screen.
Founder of the London Community Gospel Choir. I will be in conversation with Rudi Lickwood on his Keeping It Real show on the 19th of April. Don't miss it. See you there.
We are all misunderstood. They say we stand for nothing. There's no way we ever could see what's going wrong with the world and those who lead it. We just don't have the room to rise above and beat it. So we keep on waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting on the world to change.
Whoa. So that'll be tomorrow at 8:30. So do tune in. Sorry about the echo. It's just that I've got a new mic here and the mic can pick up everything. I'm excited by the mic. I really am excited by the mic. I'm excited by the mic, but I've got to learn how to manipulate it and control it and ensure that the echo is sorted out. I need an engineer like you, Carl, to come and really get it together, you know what I mean? Or I would talk to Shoes, but I know there's no point in talking to Shoes because Shoes talks to Countryman. Countryman's the one who sorts that out at the end of the day. And don't forget, man, if you believe that you got any relatives who you think to yourself, you know, they're getting up to, you know, doing some really good stuff in the community. On a Saturday, we've got 15 minutes with DJ Countryman and myself, and we like to highlight these people. All right, we like to highlight these people because, you know, it's going to be, we've got to realize that when, you know, lockdown is coming out, but a lot of people are going to be at work, you know what I mean? And, you know, it's like, well, what can we do for self? So if there are people out there who are doing things for self, we would like to promote them. All right, we would like to promote them. And the way that I try to do that is on Black Pound Day, that's the first Saturday of every month, between 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock. Right, I talk to various Black businesses, right? I also talk to businesses that we've spoken to already to find out how they're getting on. Yeah, how they're getting on, how they're developing, and you know, if there are any business opportunities that are out there. We've got One Stop Shores at the moment who's franchising, right? And you can get involved in their business, you know, for as little as £300, right? So I'm trying to reach out and say, you know, if we all come together and we all work together one way or the other, we can all benefit. Yeah. You notice I got my Liverpool hat on. Difficult hat to wear over the past couple of weeks, but we won't talk about football. We'll leave that to one side. You know what I mean? I try to get on Daddy Ernie's show only for him to turn around and tell me what are Liverpool bringing to the table. If they're not bringing anything to the table, you can't be on the show. So that's why I'm not on Daddy Ernie's show. And that's on a Friday. That's on a Friday night, Friday evening, I think 9 o'clock. But anyway, main thing is that everything's been said. You're aware of tomorrow, 8:30. Please do like, share, let people know if you're coming in for the first time, especially if you're going to be on YouTube. Please do subscribe on the channel. Please do like the page. All right. Be aware that if we do end up going over the hour tomorrow, I will be switching from Facebook over to YouTube. So Rants and Bants members, if you're catching this, I would ideally prefer you to come in on the YouTube channel and let everybody else try and sort out themselves. You understand what I'm saying? Let everybody else try and sort out themselves, because then you guys won't miss a thing. All right. So tune in to me tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. All right. Take care. Love you guys. I think, you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to go out one more time on Bazil. Yeah, I think I'll go out. One more time on Bazil.
Hello, folk. This is Bazil Meade MBE, founder of the London Community Gospel Choir. I will be in conversation with Rudi Lickwood on his Keeping It Real show on the 19th of April. Don't miss it. See you.
Oh no, I've cut him out, ain't I? I cut him out.
We are all misunderstood. They say we stand for nothing. There's no way we ever could see what's going wrong with the world and those who lead it. We just don't have the room to rise above and beat it. So we keep on waiting on the world to change. We keep on